All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of
Dog.
Talk Sports. It
Oh,
is 2026.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year. We wanted to make an episode here for the brand new year. Lots to talk about football wise. We're leaving 2025 behind. Another
Ooh,
just
see ya.
abysmal sports year for the New York sports. No championships, no nothing, all pure hatred, all pure despair.
Well, I would I would like to interject real quickly. There was one championship. The Pittsburgh Feelers, baby. The
Yes, indeed.
Pittsburgh
The
Feelers.
first ever championship for Pete in our
Listen,
league.
15 long years, and now I'm on the mountaintop, baby.
Love to see it.
Love to see it.
Well, you know what? Congratulations. I haven't even sniffed the championship since I won it back in my second year ever in that league in 2000, all the way back in 2015, a decade ago.
A
So,
decade.
a
Listen,
decade
that
ago.
league, our league is not for the faint of heart.
No.
14 teams, auction. It's a big boy league.
Keepers, half point PPR, it's just brutal.
We're
No one ever
strumming the
does.
championship all year long, baby.
All right. So, obviously, we have a brand new guest here making his Dog Talk Sports debut all the way down in South Carolina.
Have
The,
Kakalaki in the
the
house.
one and the only Mr. Sean Guinan. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I am
Welcome you
welcome.
and that
Thank you for
mustache.
having me, gentlemen. Thanks for having
Yes. Yes, we are. He is our resident Steelers fan listener, along with my friend Casey, who also listens from time to time. These are the Steelers listeners here. That's why we always like to cover the Steelers because the Steelers are very technically a part of this. Well, not really the tri-state area, but Pennsylvania is still a thing.
Probably say to
They're,
Jason.
they're, they're
It's state adjacent. It's Philadelphia, the Eagles. That's
quick
the tri-state
6 hour
area.
drive.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, a quick 6 hour drive.
just a quick 6 hour drive. Exactly. So we have obviously some Steelers centered questions I'm going to be asking here so that we could get the Steelers fans' thoughts on it, the opinions, what they would like to happen next, etc., etc., etc. But we will start off the show with the breaking news that happened this morning in the baseball world. The
Break
Japanese,
it.
the breaking news, breaking, only a couple hours. The star Japanese ace, Tatsuya Imai, has signed a 3-year deal with the Houston Astros, $63 million, opt outs in every year. And just another excuse, another reason to put the nail in the coffin for the Yankees again. So just brutal how the Yankees have no interest in even coming close to that. For reference, they signed Marcus Stroman to $18.5 million back in 2024. So very, very interesting strategy from this incredibly poor team. So
And
just
Strowman was a piece of garbage. So
Stroman was garbage too. You know what? Stroman isn't garbage for the one fact that he had me wearing a do-rag on opening day.
shout out.
You know what?
Shout out. Shout out.
Shout
It
out.
did get you in a do-rag.
Did get me in a do-rag, and that's a-okay. But not to necessarily beat a dead horse, obviously my reaction to that as a Yankee fan is, what are we doing? It's just another, I guess, piece of evidence that they don't want to go over $300 million. The other update was they made a formal offer to Cody Bellinger. If Bellinger rejects them, they're going to move to Bichette. So pretty much their whole free agency is being held up by Cody Bellinger because they only want to sign one guy, and then that's it because Hal doesn't want to go over 300
What
million.
are we doing? I'm sorry. I can't just be quiet any longer. What the fuck are we doing?
We're
It,
not the Yankees anymore, bro. Like we need to pick a new
it's
team. We just need to
I've
pick a
had
new team.
I've had a
Stupid.
conversation with you guys before where like growing up solely a big four Yankee fan
Mhm.
and then kind of disappearing from that space and hearing the way you guys talk about the Yankees like they're the San Jose Shark or whatever, like just absolute never is a decision that you like. Everything that you do like always has a caveat. And it's something that has really relaxed me in my adulthood because I don't have to watch 160 something games of a team that makes me want to kill myself or whatever.
Bro,
Listen,
I don't watch the Yankees. I haven't watched them in 2 years.
I couldn't
spend $250 a month to just have cable so we can get the Yes Network so I can watch every game and agonize through it. And then still, I put myself through that.
Yeah,
You're a
I
masochist. You're a real masochist.
Just listen, I was the most positive Yankee fan, I feel like.
Oh
And
yeah, in the group for sure.
they have grinded me down to dust. That's what they've done. I have nothing left to give. That's where I'm at
And
in my Yankee circle right now.
I even keep saying that, like, oh, next year is going to be the year that I'm going to watch baseball and try to like reinvigorate because it was my first favorite team. And now I'm like, by the time we get to like this time of year, I'm like, why? Like all the boys sound miserable. They all sound like Nick when he's talking about the Jets. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
Soulless.
it's no hope. It's a circus. It's reality TV. Um, so for people watching the YouTube version of this show, I failed to mention this earlier. There is an empty screen
There's
on
an
your
empty block
TV
right
set,
now.
phone, computer, whatever you're watching our show on. Mr. Raymond had to go to a call real quick. He
Oh yeah,
will
Ray
be
is
back.
in the house. He is saving lives right now.
Yes.
So
He has firefighter duties. He's saving people. If he pops back in, fantastic. If not, you'll have a great shot of his office for the whole
yeah,
duration of the show.
phenomenal. Also, I guess shout out to the Danimal too down in old Yeehaw land, HEB land. He's on baby duty right now, taking in the Thursday afternoon college football games.
Yes, the action of college football. But yeah, I mean, wanted to obviously touch on the Yankees once again missing out on a pitcher that they felt like they didn't need because
We got it covered. We have
have to
Yarborough.
cover it. I hate
We have Yarborough. It's fine.
Listen, we have Ryan Yarbrough, and he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. He's really good. He's fantastic. He's always hurt. So
We're gonna get Cole and Rodon back by May and June, and that's gonna be like a big trade.
I see. I'm so glad you're catching on. You're
It's just
catching
like
on.
a huge deadline move right there. And you know what? Clark Schmidt, he'll be back next year.
That's another bullpen. That's another starting pitcher right there.
That's a starting pitcher for the 2027 season.
Yeah, they'll be lucky if I even watch their highlights. Listen, you want change? We want real change? Stop going to the games. But it's never going to happen.
too, people go pay the astronomical amount of money for the tickets and buy the $27 cheeseburger.
That empty block right there. He's probably dialed into at least 10 games.
Yeah.
That's 10 chicken buckets. That's 100 beers.
Oh no, I've said to Ray to his face on the show that he's the problem.
He's a consumer.
He's a consumer. And you know what? I think Yankee fans that go to the park will always be consumers. I said this last episode. As long as Aaron Judge is in pinstripes, people are just going to go to the games because they're watching a mythological figure in baseball lore. Like he's baseball folklore now. So. See, I have a different opinion, obviously, but whatever.
Aaron Judge is the greatest baseball player on this planet, though.
He's the best right-handed hitter we'll ever see in our lives, and that's why people will still go to Yankee Stadium. If Aaron Judge wasn't on the Yankees would have bottom half attendance.
If he wasn't on the Yankees, do you realize how bad we would be?
Yeah, we would be one of the worst teams in the league, and Hal would be fine because we'd be making a profit. So, anyway, I'm not talking about the Yankees.
Now
I'm tired of the
depressed.
Yankees. Yeah, it was a fantastic new year.
Now happy New Year. Let's shut it down.
Yeah, we're shutting it down. We're going to get more positive, or negative, depending on how we're all going to view this conversation, because we're all football fans and we're all just in the shitter. But we're gonna bring Sean in here a little bit. We're gonna put the focus, camera, lights, camera, action. Got a couple of Steelers related questions for our local Steelers head. Obviously, grew up here in New Jersey, Steelers through and through. Transplanted down to South Carolina, kept his Steelers roots. Love to see stuff like that. He was not turning into no Carolina Panthers fan. Y'all are crazy.
He caught dead than wearing that blue. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's terrible. That's not even Giants blue. I still would rather wear Giants blue than Carolina Panthers blue.
Before I wore a Panthers, before I wore a Panthers.
So obviously the Steelers lost a heartbreaker last week, but I could have told everyone in the free world that they were going to lose that. I was on record, unfortunately. I did pick the Steelers to win on the pod, and then I saw the scenarios of all the clinching stuff like the next day, and I went, if I had known that, I would have said bet your house on the Browns, because there was no way the NFL was not going to have their Week 18 do or die type game. I mean, the Steelers just sleptwalked through that whole game. I don't know whoever you want to blame it on, but your immediate reactions to that game, the Browns just beating the Steelers that way, like what was your initial reaction to that kind of loss?
So the first thing that stuck out to me, which is something that I've been saying for years, is that when you have a kicker like the Wizard of Oz that comes in so clutch so frequently, and then all of a sudden I've come to find out, I didn't even know this. Come to find out that he apparently sucks in Cleveland, specifically in Cleveland. And he just, he missed 2 kicks. He never does that. I've been arguing that he's probably our best offensive player of the 2020s. And that being right out the jump of like one of our most consistent guys isn't consistent for that day, wind or rain or whatever you want to call it. That's going to take us out the jump immediately. That's without even factoring in Rodgers and whatever, that plays into it.
So obviously you were not very happy with what was going on. And obviously the Steelers were without DK Metcalf for that game. They will be without DK Metcalf for this upcoming game, for deciding to punch a fan.
Being an idiot.
Yeah. Well, what's your reaction on DK not being around?
He has, with us specifically, he has a Steph Curry like gravity. So like when he goes to the left side of the field, the defense goes to the left side of the field, which is going to open up for your Moose and your Kenny Gainwell checkdowns and all that, everybody's favorite brand of football, And when you take him off the field, you look around and you see Scotty Miller, you see Muth, who hasn't been good since Najee left, hasn't really been good since he hurt his abdomen like 2 years ago. Kenny Gainwell is making significant impact on our offense with his athleticism and stuff like that. And the fact that it's a Kenny Gainwell and it's not that higher echelon of guy, it really shows. And when he's off the field, we're a completely different team, No,
he's made a huge impact. Kenny Gainwell and Jalen Warren have been a really good running back duo. I think it's one of the better running back duos in the league. Statistically, I mean the numbers prove it. The stats show it. They're a big part of the Steelers offense.
I just think when you add that you would trade either one of them for somebody better tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I think that it's great. I've notoriously not been very high on Warren, but he does the job. He tries as hard as he can. It's everything that I want out of a running back. It's just, if you asked me if I wanted, how low could you go? Rico Dowdle, I don't know, maybe.
Dowdle's having a good year.
That's what I'm saying. You would, and Dowdle is not somebody that, is selling jerseys, for lack of a better phrase. You
No.
know,
So like say if someone came to you and they said, listen, if you give us Jalen Warren and Kenny Gainwell, we'll give you back like Cam Scatterbo. Like would obviously you would
healthy
take that.
Stato, I'd like to see how he heals up. I think that kind of physical player, um, and especially I've talked to you about, like, I play rugby. Like when you bang your something up like that, it changes the physicality. I want to see that when he comes back, that it stays, and make sure that it really truly is just something like inside his brain. But if we're getting Scatterbo that we saw, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Take either one of them really, or both, I guess.
Welcome back, Raymond. We let the audience know that's on the YouTube that there was a reason for an empty box.
Duty calls.
Duty
Saving
calls.
lives.
Duty calls. So we're just in the middle of asking the guest-centered questions about the Steelers. So I just wanted to get you all caught up. We already had our little mini reactions with Imai going to the Astros. Nothing more really to say among that, unless you have a few quick comments before I ask Sean the next question.
Yes, to all of us Yankee fans in suffering, welcome to being a poverty franchise.
All right, there we go. So, obviously, big game for the Steelers. Monday night. Is it Sunday night football?
Sunday
Right?
night. Yep.
Sunday night, yeah, because there's no more Monday night. There's no more Thursday night. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is healthy and will play this game. The Steelers are.
Let's use that term loosely.
Yeah,
He's
He will
playing.
get on the field for
yeah,
sure.
he will be on the field. And
Lamar
the
Jackson's
Steelers,
a piece of shit.
he is a piece of shit. Fuck him. The Steelers are home for this game. Obviously, as a Steelers fan, you would like to make the playoffs. First off, do you think you win this game at home without DK?
I hope. I certainly hope. It's one of the. It's a catch-22 in the sense that if we win, we go to the playoffs. We play insert any team that's better than us, like literally any of them, and get washed. It's like, what year is it? You know what I mean? Like this happened. If you remember during COVID in 2020, we played the Browns. I was actually like quarantined and was just sitting watching this game because this is what happens. We're going to go in, we're going to get washed by some team and, not even get the satisfaction of them making a deep run because it's going to be the Texans or, the Jags or somebody like that,
Yeah. So obviously if they lose this game, even if they lose Sunday and they don't make the playoffs, or if they win Sunday, make the playoffs, and obviously eventually lose, because I don't think anyone thinks the Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl. There is a large portion of the Steeler fan base that's growing louder and louder each year that is looking for change from Tomlin. Are you one of those Steelers fans that are ready for a change? If Tomlin does, because it's already been reported that the Steelers want him back, but it's up to Tomlin. If Tomlin decides to leave, as a Steelers fan, what would you like to happen?
I'm one of them. I would love Tomlin to stay, provided there was great change. I think that patching together the most important position in all sports is not something that any coach can really, separate from the Shanahans and whoever who can have, the Mr. Irrelevant come in and stuff like that. I think that we don't really give him a ton to succeed with offensively. I think defensively, even though sometimes our defense looks absolutely horrendous, across the board, it is fine. We win games, we get the right guys. Everybody can play multiple positions. As far for like from a preparedness level, we'll have guys like Beanie Bishop or that. There's the kid Eccles that has made a lot of like really good plays, and I think that side of the ball will always be fine with him at the helm.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is ridiculous. Before Arthur Smith was Matt Canada, which we played. I'll never forget it. We played the Will Levis Titans, and we had 300 total yards of offense in like week 8, and we treated it like it was the Super Bowl. And it's things like that where like I just want the Steelers to be fun again. I hope Tomlin stays, and I hope that Tomlin stays and it is more productive. I don't want him to end on this note of sorts. Like he's a guy that has been the staple of my franchise through everything for the most of my life. We've only had 3 coaches in history. I like those types of like fun little tidbits about being a Steelers fan. And because then what happens if the next guy's wrong? And now all of a sudden we have almost doubled our coaches. We go from 3 to 5, and
New York Giants.
Yeah, and that's and I
Hello, Las Vegas Raiders.
I've seen this movie before, you know, and that's the part about it that brings me a lot of agita, is that like it's almost better to be in the house because the rain, we don't know how bad the rain outside can be, if that makes sense.
Well, the rain fucking sucks because it's acid rain and I'm burning every day.
and that's my fear. I'm like, yeah, like my water heater doesn't work, but at least I'm trying, like, and that's kind of where the agita comes from, is like, I only like it because I am afraid of what may be on the other side.
That's understandable. And there's reports that he may not even coach next year. He might take an analyst desk job for a year and just kind of chill out. There's also reports of that as well.
And on top of that, he is the type of coach that he would be taken by 22 other teams tomorrow.
Immediately. Yeah. Immediately. Yeah.
And
like the Giants.
He would make an impact on those teams immediately.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's the tough part, is like, is it just because it's in the black and gold that has made it hard to do now?
Yeah, well, because he's never had a losing season, which obviously has never garnered them high draft picks, so they haven't really been able to bring in a major influx of talent year in year. Obviously, like you mentioned earlier, the patchwork job at quarterback that they've done over the last 5 or 6 years. Now they have a 41-year-old as their quarterback who still wants to play next year. Maybe with the Steelers, maybe somewhere else. We don't really know.
But do you hate it? I mean, do you hate what Aaron did this year?
That's a good question.
So if you look at it on a paper standpoint, it looks really good, and it is really good. It's better than anything we've had since before Ben blew out his elbow. However, when you sit down and watch all the games, there are times that it's a 3rd and 3, and we're on the 3-yard line, and you watch him change the play to a pass to give a dink and dunk to Darnell Washington or whatever. And and that's kind of, he knows how to make it look good, which I think is part of being 41 years old and just the mind being the most advanced computer that's on that field. But yeah, I mean, I wish we had more. I wish people were scared of us. I think that's something, like even being at I was like 15, 14 for the Triple B's era. Like, you had no idea what angle we were coming from. And sometimes it wasn't even one of the Triple B's, like Martavis Bryant. Part of the reason that we fought so hard to keep him is every once in a while he would go for like 8 for 220 or something stupid. And then he would
I got some chips on the wall because of Martavis Bryant.
Yeah. So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Piece of garbage he was.
And it's class, because like right now, like he'd be playing because the rules are different now. It's kind of the same thing with Josh Gordon, which is a classic Browns. Like you finally have something good that actually sucks, which whatever. But like it's one of those things, like we're so one dimensional, and like how long could you watch your 14-year-old son call a playbook for a Madden game? Like, how many weeks in a row could you do that for 2 hours, 3 hours a day?
I get it.
I think one of the hard parts, like especially to listening to what you guys are what you say, and like the Pittsburgh Steelers fans that I know of, they say like you guys are so used to consistency for so long. Like you just said, right? You've had 3 coaches. You had a Hall of Fame quarterback in Ben Roethlisberger for so long. You had Antonio Brown. his entire prime career,
Mhm.
right? Because you got rid of him at the right moment.
Yeah.
It's just you guys have always had consistency. The Steelers have always been consistent. The playoff streak, right? The mediocre to really good defenses. They've always been semi-consistent, and it's kind of you guys are in this like quandary now where, yeah, do you want change? Yeah, maybe, but like you said, that change, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. So, or do you stick with consistency, or do you finally shake it up and go, got to do something different?
We won 9 games with Duck Hodges. I mean, how many coaches, you know what I mean? Like how many that defense that year, and that kind of is a part of TJ's career that breaks my heart, is that by the time that we're good, even if we started getting good next year, in a natural progression, it would take 2 to 3 years. We're gonna waste TJ, and that's gonna be it. And that sucks. Hayward got a lot of the early greatness. Like TJ, I think is if unless my timeline is messed up, I mean maybe one playoff game, like the Browns game, and like that is a guy that at certain points in his career was shaping the way that other teams were. Like it shaped the way the Ravens had to build their Lamar team. It's a direct, and we're kind of going through that with Garrett now, which I'm, for lack of a better phrase, happy to see Garrett kind of rot away and be the Joe Thomas of defense, where it's like, great, you were awesome, you're on the Browns, nobody cares, And at least with TJ, like it'll in the long run will be a bigger conversation. But it is going from Ben, who could throw 1,000 yards with his opposite hand, to Deontay Johnson going almost 2 full-time 365-day pieces of years within touchdown catches is it's insane. And Deontay Johnson was sneakily like our number one when we had Pickens, and to go that it's like your cousin that like every Thanksgiving is like, oh, and this year I'm divorced and I got hit by a train, and and then you're like, what happened this year? Oh, I won the lottery and then I spent it all on gold coins. It's like, dude, like, come on, like, just give me. I just want a normal Sunday football where like I believe in the team. I hope that we can win, and it's not my 17-year-old nephew picking out from the jumbo package 58 times.
Listen, welcome to the club.
Yeah. But I mean, I think sometimes the consistency that Ray was talking about, I think sometimes that shoots you in the foot because you're just going to be in the middle. You're never going to get that top pick that's going to put you to the next level. I mean, TJ Watt. So he's been to the playoffs with the Steelers 4 times.
4 times, okay.
4 times and never made it past the wild card.
Yep.
So you're 0-4.
And this is a guy that truly on a week-to-week basis, like you can't not emphasize how important it is to stop him. And you would never know, and that in conjunction with it is, our defense has been a top, especially the first few weeks of any given season. I think actually in this year was not the case. They warmed up this year. It's wasted, and you put Tomlin on and I hate to use such an extreme example, but like Denver, like they're the best defense in the league by far. We have 2018 All Pros littered throughout our roster, and you can't. Everything is patchwork, and then we're pointing at Tomlin, being like, "You're actually the problem." Well, if you're the only if it's a 1-income household, and you're the only reason anybody's eating, if you get the flu, like everybody goes down. But if everybody else gets sick, it doesn't matter. And that's kind of the trade-off where it's like, sure, the consistency can make you kind of lethargic. And the earliest pick we've had that I remember is when we traded up for Broderick Jones, which was like 2 years ago. But every pick has been 20 to 24. and 24 not being a flex either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, the caveat with that, I mean, sometimes you got to suck to get better, and but the you just have to make sure that
The suck isn't forever.
yeah, you have to make sure that the right pieces are in place to do it properly, a la the New England Patriots, where they sucked for a little bit, they got their head coach, they got their quarterback, and now they're probably set for the next 10 years.
10 years.
I chop off my foot. All that being said positively about Tomlin, I chop off my foot for Vrabel right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's going to probably win Coach of the Year, him or Shanahan. But last Steelers question, which is going to be probably a tough one. If Tomlin were to step away, what kind of coach or what candidate that you know of that you would want to replace him?
I think the easiest thing to say is I'd want to stay true to the identity we've had as a team for our entire history. I'd like a defensive coach. I think everything right now is pretty watered down. Like when you get out of a coaching class like we just had, where all these free agents are moving around and they are every single one is amazing. I think everybody wants to go find that next. Like when people signed McVay, it was like, let's go out and let's get Cliffberry or whatever. Kingsbury, whatever his name was. Let's go get the. I don't want I just want the same thing I've been getting, kind of, which is like I just want a guy I trust, a guy with a stout defense. Hopefully a tree. A tree would be nice. It would be nice to be worried that my offensive coordinator was going to go somewhere else for once. In the right situation, I would take to go as low as a Mike McDaniel. If you want to go the total opposite of Tomlin,
that would be very opposite.
but maybe, I don't know.
So probably someone similar to what the Steelers are as an identity would probably be like a Chris Shula.
Sure.
Like the Rams defensive coordinator, someone like that.
Comfortable. If we are going to go the route of Tomlin's leaving, I am comfortable enough in their decision making. As we have Khan right now as a GM, and he so far has been pretty good. And we've been making moves, and so I would believe that Khan could at least convince Rooney to make the right decision. I don't try to delve into the not Tomlin world too much. Mm-hmm. Because I do, again, it's part of that same consistency factor of I like coming home to my family every day. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't want to think about what it might be like if Tomlin leaves, because I think also too that will rob you of just enjoying my favorite moment this year with Tomlin, just to kind of wrap it in a bow, is when Flacco got traded to the Bengals. And Tomlin's like, these guys must be smarter than me, because that was, basically he was like, that was a good move for the Bengals. And then Flacco throws for 400 yards 10 days later after signing to the team on us and destroys us 35-31. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. And Tomlin, just those types of things come from a coach that's been winning games for 20 years. I think it's like 17 or 18 or whatever.
Yeah.
You get rid of Tomlin, though, you're probably looking at some good draft picks for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and that's hard too, because I feel like we would give him the where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Which I think in theory is cute and fun and awesome, and again, classic fucking Steelers stuff. But at the same time, that limits your options a lot. Yeah. You can't worry about the situation if you got to give the guy what he wants, or we just let him leave, which would be, not garish to be light about it.
Yeah. Well, a lot will be happening this coming Sunday, which will probably change the fates of multiple teams in terms of whoever wins that game or loses that game. So what we're gonna do?
Ravens. If they win, are they in the playoffs?
Yeah,
Yes, the winner of that wins the AFC North.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
which is why the Browns lost.
All right.
The Browns loss put us in that spot.
Yes.
If we'd beaten them, we would have clinched the division.
Yeah. If Steelers had just beaten the Browns, it wouldn't even be a thing. But
They just didn't want Myles Garrett to get that sack.
no.
Favre made the sack Strahan. This is my I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on for a second. Favre gave the sack to Strahan all them years ago, the final one. And Rodgers has this like weird, like, you're not my dad complex with Favre. And I swear, and maybe
everything in his power to make sure that sack did not happen.
There was offensive line like pass protections that we were running. Why are we running chick blocks? Like I didn't. It was just if you gave me a couple hours, I could figure it out. I swear to God, I even have it in my notes that Rodgers is scared of Garrett physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, well, we're gonna next step is, this is pretty much gonna be a football centered episode. We're gonna review week 17, all of us here together. We're gonna make our week 18 picks, go through everything, and then we're gonna call it a day, and we're gonna get right into this here. We had Cowboys Commanders, the first game on week 17. Obviously, Cowboys and Commanders are eliminated from playoff contention, just kind of playing for pride here. This was on Christmas Day. Josh Johnson was the starting quarterback for the Commanders here. Dak and the Cowboys, they just put on an offensive showcase, and it wasn't too much of a game, not too competitive. Cowboys got the win over the Commanders.
Brandon Aubrey is a dog.
Brandon Aubrey is definitely a dog and probably worth a 5th round pick in fantasy.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. I mean, Pickens went out there and did his thing. He just secured himself a nice bag wherever he ends up next year. I think I see him staying in Dallas.
They're going to franchise tag him.
He's getting tagged.
Yeah, he's getting tagged.
They're going to tag him. It makes too much sense not to. Like, you need a second receiver outside of CD. Other than that, I mean, the Cowboys defense is fucking putrid. They ship off Trayvon Diggs. It's the NFC East is in this weird, cyclical of just a revolving door of who wants it. And the fact that the Eagles look just, every Eagles fan in the world is hanging up fire Kevin Patullo signs outside their house right now. And they won the division. It's a bizarro world, right?
Is it Patullo or is it Hurts?
Or is it their fullback for a fucking quarterback? Because how many offensive coordinators is it going to be their fault when this guy's at the quarterback? How many?
Yeah,
we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later.
But this was just, the whole Christmas Day slate was just garbage.
Awful.
The NFL served us a whole heaping dish of fried yams that were overdone. Like this, putrid.
Just putrid. The surprising one here, like Lions Vikings in Minnesota, Max Brosmer and the Vikings, and that Vikings insane defense by Brian Flores eliminates the Lions from playoff contention and actually sends them to the bottom of the division. Because amazingly, the Vikings are 8-8 with the worst quarterback play in the history of the world. The coaching in Minnesota is just pure eliteness, top shelf level stuff. But, whoever decided to draft JJ, whether it be Mr. O'Connell or the GM, y'all got to take blame for that. Someone's head's got to roll for that, right? Because this Vikings team is, on paper, really damn good.
Should be. If
they had any other quarterback, if Sam Darnold had just stayed, that's a 13-win team again.
Yep.
Like
Darnold, Danny Jones,
any of them,
Cousins,
any of them. Maybe.
When Jay Jetta is the fantasy bust of the year,
tell me about it.
Screams. That's red flags being machine gunned at you.
He's top.
It's just
Justin Jefferson is top 60. That is a very, very, very ridiculous number.
yeah.
Yep.
Him and Jordan Addison are two very good receivers. I mean, Jed is elite, and the fact that you went 8-8, like something's got to give there. And as for the Lions, man, I mean, this just goes to show you that there's key pieces in the offense, and when you take those pieces out, the tower crumbles. Because I still think Dan Campbell is a phenomenal coach. He's a motivator, but who knows? I mean,
Coordinators.
Goff, yeah, yeah,
Coordinators. Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson, man. I didn't think it was going to make that big of a deal, but holy shit, did it make that big of a deal? Because they looked lost all year, just so inconsistent, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and Laporta getting hurt, and I just you can't depend on Jahmyr Gibbs to just will your way to the playoffs, and what you unlocked the key last year, right? You had a two-headed monster in Gibbs and Montgomery, and this year Montgomery's barely getting the like. Why is David
Ben
Montgomery
Johnson
not getting the ball?
unlocked that two-headed monster.
But okay, so you took the chef out of the kitchen, you gave him you got another chef in the kitchen. Follow the recipe, dude.
Listen,
Yeah, but
sometimes people can't follow the recipe.
when the chef is getting 240 yards out of Monungai, it has to be a revisit on who the chef was in the first place.
Rutgers great.
Rutgers, great. 7th-round pick. So, yeah, I mean, it's
good value.
It's going to be a retooling year, I think, for the Lions going into this offseason. I think I don't think Jared Goff is the problem there at all. I think
Dan Campbell get fired.
No, I don't think he gets fired. I think next year, if it's bad, I think they consider it. But this will be only the second year that they haven't made the playoffs under him. So I think they obviously give him another shot. Maybe get some new coordinators, fresh blood. See
Times are tough when your emotional support team is crumbling.
And you really hate to see stuff like it. So the final game on Christmas was Broncos Chiefs, another stinker. The Chiefs were starting the guy that rang me up at Wawa 2 days ago at quarterback.
R.I.P. Kansas City Chiefs.
R.I.P. Kansas City Chiefs.
Good.
And I don't know if it's because the Broncos were sleeping. I don't know if it's because they unwrapped presents earlier that day. But the fact that they didn't put this team away like they did was a little interesting. I understand it's a division game. But
it's the Broncos' MO all year, though.
Yeah, the Broncos don't play until the fourth quarter. So, and when they do, they win. So it wasn't really much going on there. The Broncos just got an easy win over the Chiefs. They just decided to keep it competitive for whatever reason.
I think they were just on cruise control. I mean, you're playing you're playing the Chiefs, but you're not playing the Chiefs. The playoffs are coming. Like, why are you going to go out there and play at 100% when you just got to cruise? And then
don't get hurt.
Going to the playoffs. Yeah, going to the playoffs healthy.
Yeah, agreed.
The script is alive.
Next was my upset of the week, and it was indeed the upset of the week. The Texans beat the Chargers in L.A. by a great game, finally, from C.J. Stroud, probably the best game he's had all year. The Texans' defense is elite, top of the top. The Chargers are just decimated by injury, and they could not keep up. The Texans have now won 9 games in a row, and no one is talking about the Texans because, the offense is very questionable. It's been very inconsistent. What hasn't been inconsistent is that defense. That defense is consistent, and the coaching has been consistent.
Yeah. What you see when you look at the Texans right now is the Super Bowl winning Baltimore Ravens team that was from the past. That's what this team is. It is a reincarnation of the Super Bowl winning Baltimore Ravens.
They were having Flacco throw 185 yards and a single touchdown, and they were walloping. And I feel that same way, where if even it's a stout enough defense where it can even play, if it needs to play 36 minutes in a playoff game, it very well could do that.
Yeah. Yeah, and shout out Derrick Henry for burying my fantasy championship on Christmas night. Thank you for the gift.
Thank you, King Henry. Thank you. The big dog rose to the occasion when it mattered most. 52 points, baby.
It's like I had it ready for him. Like I queued him
Imagine
up.
winning. Imagine winning your fantasy championship on Thursday.
Yeah. Oh, I can tell you how it feels to lose it on Thursday.
Love to see it.
Love to
That
see
fourth
it.
touchdown was a thing of beauty.
Oh, yeah. After his 30 points at the halftime, I was begging Pete, please make it stop.
No,
It did not.
it did not.
Speaking of the Ravens, they did indeed play the Packers. It was Malik Willis versus Tyler Huntley. The Ravens came out on top to help force this winner take all Week 18 game, off the back of Derrick Henry, off the back of Snoop Huntley,
Scoop Huntley.
Malik
Hey,
Willis.
Sean, how's it going to feel when Malik Willis is the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback next year?
Oh
Well,
no.
he won't look how he looks on Green Bay. I can tell you that. I even wonder if there's even a significant difference between Huntley and Lamar now with how banged up he is. And Willis is cool. Anything is better than It's I'm sure you guys are a little older. I'm sure you understand. Like, you ever watch somebody like hoop that like clearly should not be hooping, and it's like, dude, if you fall, like my brother's 44, and I'm afraid sometimes because it's like one bad snap, it's over. That's it. The fact that we even made it.
Listen, I've hooped with that guy right there. That is not pretty.
He took 4 snaps on the Jets and I almost died. And
There's no horizontal movement here. It is straight up and down. One bad lateral movement, and it's Dunskies.
he looks like Al Jefferson. I'm sure.
Lockdown defense though.
So,
we're playing prison ball.
Prison ball. So Ravens got the win. Packers Packers secured a playoff spot. They cannot get any better than the 7th seed. So
They're
Clayton
cooked.
Tune, yeah, they've been the 7th seed for how many years now? It's with this new horrible expanded playoff where the 7th seed never wins anyway. It's so dumb, but it is what it is. Next was Bucks Dolphins. The Bucks, no one of these teams that had a really horrible second half. The Dolphins squeaked out a win with Quinn Ewers at quarterback, and the Bucks look like shells of themselves. It looks like Todd Bowles is going to be on the hot seat. It's not like the Bucks aren't healthy right now. They're healthy. So Baker has definitely regressed this second half of the season. Regressed his second year in Tampa Bay. Just was not the same. They're fighting for the division this upcoming week as well, but not a good loss to a Dolphins team that's essentially quit.
If you want to get super over the top dorky about it, he's having a kid. They're like now, like it's coming, and he's banged up. So it might be the duality of like, what if I have to get surgery or whatever? You never know what goes through somebody's mind when the kid is on the front. And that's just, I'm only saying that because I am very much a Baker believer. And I think that he does have it in him to win these games. I think he just doesn't have the, his body's not 100%. And I think that stuff makes a huge impact for sure.
Yeah, I think you're hitting on the exact point. I don't think Baker is done. I think he forced his way back and he was not healthy. He's still not healthy. And he's literally just being a dog that he is. And he's just trying to will that team to just like come on, we got to do this. Like he knows his window is this big.
Yeah.
And he's looking at the playoffs right now going, yeah, we could fucking win this. Like I could be a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
But he's not healthy. And it's that time of year. It's we're going into week 18. Not many people are healthy, but I don't, with that, I think Baker's a level below that. And I think he's just like he really needed to fucking sit out and just get healthy. But if he did, then they don't have a chance. Like with Mike Evans out, with everybody else out, there was no chance. Like Baker's like, he's taking this and just going, all right, here we go.
He has to play hero ball. I mean, we talked about Emeka Ibuka. He stepped up in the beginning there, but he disappeared down the stretch.
Yeah, like he's on a milk carton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did not have a good second half.
They got tape on him. They figured out what they were running with him. They probably haven't understood his or gotten his route tree assignments down to such a T where they can say, okay, you can do whatever, whenever. So he probably has, 3-4 routes available to him in the playbook. And it's like, okay, well, we know he's, let's say, fast as can be. So we'll put our fastest corner on him and, see you later. Because he's not enough to make those big.
And especially once you lose Mike Evans, right? Now you can double cover him. You can shadow him. Right, Godwin is made of fucking paper mache, so God forbid,
they took him a while to get back too. So
but you're coming in and out, so like every piece that was supposed to make it lighter on him,
like
evaporates.
It's easy to take your weapon away when there's nothing else on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't hate the Bucks, and it's like you look at them and you're like, man, like imagine if they had stayed healthy all year, like they could be running away with this thing right now. And even they still could. They could if they get in, if they sneak in, who knows? If they're out there doing their best, like at least you got all three guys on the field now. Bucky Irving's back, Baker's back. Like they got the pieces back, not healthy, but
it's the definition of any given Sunday where like you just catch them with the coffee hits their stomach the right way and they could absolutely beat anybody. But then at the same time, they could get washed by, again, anybody, really.
Anybody.
Next was the Patriots versus Jets. I mean, just there's not really much to talk about. It was
a game.
The game was over by the end of the first quarter. The Jets have been playing Brady Cook at quarterback, so it's like, how are you even supposed to win? I mean, Mike Vrabel just was trolling the Jets at that point. So this was my blowout. It easily was a blowout. I don't really have much to say.
I mean, Garrett Wilson is their leading receiver, and he hasn't played in 6 weeks?
7 weeks.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's just you got to look around and be like, when are you going to be a competent football team? Are you ever? Are you always going to be a joke? Like
he last caught a pass October 12th.
That's
insane.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Bad.
Yeah, it was just
to be a Jet fan. I think being a Jet fan is
like the players have been really quiet. Like it hasn't been a lot of like this is hell, which I could just not be getting those wavelengths coming my way. But I feel like it's not like you're hearing about Breece Hall being like, yeah, I took the week off or whatever the deal is.
They know. I mean, they know.
They're so
suck.
deep in hell.
And
yeah.
They're stacking picks, and we'll see what they do with them.
Yeah. I don't know if Aaron Glenn is any good because a question can be asked is, what good is he? What area of his coaching do you think he's good at? But it's also really hard to win when, you had a fire sale and, Brady Cook is your starting quarterback. Like, I know he's getting a lot of shit and he's getting a lot of grief and some of it is deserved, but it's like,
they still have 0 interceptions on the year.
Yeah,
right now,
he is a defensive-minded head coach.
If you stack that bet from week 1.
Yeah.
It's telling too that like they came out and said like, hey, Aaron Glenn is safe. And then in the last 5 to 6 days, now it's being reported that he's not safe. We don't know what's going to happen. Like, don't be shocked if Aaron Glenn doesn't make it through Black Monday.
If you're supposed to be a defensive coach and you can't come up with one pick, I mean, it goes beyond scheme at that point. It goes beyond players. It's a scheme.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to do. Like, it's almost impossible.
Anybody in the position to get a pick? Like, nobody?
Yeah. So, listen, I don't think Jets fans would be too upset.
Oh, I wish Dan was here right now because I would tap that into my veins to hear Dano talk about the Jets because their season
he's currently reviewing Ty Simpson's quarterback play for Alabama.
Yeah, if you're following along at home right now, Dan says that Ty Simpson needs another year at Bama. He's an unpolished commodity. And the Jets season was done when Aaron Glenn was marching down the sidelines doing the robot.
That was their peak. The peak moment of the Jets season was Aaron Glenn's sideline dance. Like,
Dan, we
By the
still
way,
need that. I need that gif.
Just as a friendly reminder, they dropped 31 on us week 1.
That's true. That is
Justin
true.
Fields looked all pro.
Dude,
Yeah, that game.
Ugh. Good.
Moving on.
Yeah.
We already covered Steelers versus Browns earlier in the show. Jaguars Colts was next on the slate. The Jaguars. Listen, the hiring of Liam Cohen has changed everything for that team.
Duval.
Remember he said I'm not going to take the job because Bulk's still in charge, and Reese agreed to a new extension with the Bucks, and then the Jaguars fired the GM and said, okay, will you come
It's
be
like,
our
all
coach?
right, packed his bags
That's
and
kind of what I'm
shot
hoping.
over to Jackson.
That's kind of what I'm hoping happens with the Giants is if a really good coach wants to come, they're like, listen, this guy's got to get out of here. Hopefully that happens. We'll see. But
The resurgence of that long-haired beauty, Trevor Lawrence.
Best year of his career.
Some of us have carried that flag for the last couple of years, and it's finally.
Listen, dare I say he's been unlocked?
I think he needed the right coach, and I think he needed the right players around him. I think he is
Brian Thomas Jr. is not that. He's a bum.
I think Trevor Lawrence ended up being a system quarterback where in the right system, he can be very good and make the playoffs. He was not this generational talent that can uplift a team because there's really
I think
not
that
too
is
many.
a fair statement.
Yeah, I don't because there's not many quarterbacks that in this league that lifts the team around them even when they're shit. So, I mean, it was Phillip Rivers' last game ever as he's going back into retirement. Had a little fun couple weeks back with the Colts. Tried to keep him relevant.
It was fun for us.
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. Watching him flip out on that ref, I was juiced up.
Oh, man. Phillip Rivers mic'd up is a thing of beauty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Jaguars.
Shout out Jacoby Myers. Guy deserves everything he's getting right now.
Shout out to his extension. Yeah, he got out of fucking football purgatory. We did right by him.
I thought
he said, where do you want to go, buddy? Sent him over to Florida. Got the bag. Good for him. And he did it classy on the way out. Shout out. He didn't pull a Devontae Adams, that piece of garbage.
So Jaguars got the win. They're on their way to the playoffs. All things beautiful in Jacksonville land. Next
Fun fact though, Phillip Rivers, 105 yards away from passing Ben Roethlisberger on the all-time passing yard list, and he is
right where he needed to be.
Just going to go back into retirement. No shot putting fucking footballs across the line of scrimmage.
Next was the Saints versus Titans. The Saints got another win here as they continue to beat up on these really bad teams. And all of a sudden now Tyler Shuck is the favorite for Rookie of the Year.
Boom, right here. Listen, when Lamar goes down and Jordan Love goes down, who do you call? The Shug Man, baby. Pittsburgh Steelers championship. #1, baby.
Let's recall back to our quarterback ranking episode where Pete didn't even rank Tyler Shuck because he was that bad and won him a championship.
Football's best kept secret, baby. The 35-year-old Tyler Shug.
He's 26. So he'll be a 26-year-old Rookie of the Year, I guess, because
extension at 31.
Well, because you know what's so funny is,
it's the equivalent of Pete winning the belt at 37 years old finally. Like, it's the same thing.
15 years in the making, baby.
So the presumptive Rookie of the Year, Tyler Shuck, who has half the total touchdowns as the quarterback in New York, but apparently he's the Rookie of the Year because he wins games against bad teams.
The mother shucker.
He also has more. He also has a double the brain cells that Jackson Dart has from all the concussions. So
it's fake. It's a fake narrative. We'll get to that later. Next is Seahawks Panthers. It was an interesting game for a bit, but the Seahawks took care of business and they've set up a nice matchup to hopefully win the division this upcoming week. But the Panthers, with the loss, they can still clinch the division this upcoming week. they've been kind of a team that's been inconsistent. Bryce Young's just been inconsistent. The coaching there, I think, is really good. The defense is solid. The running game is good. The Tet McMillan, he's been a really good rookie wide receiver for them.
Yeah, except when he gets sick Sunday morning.
Yeah, except when he randomly gets sick. But Seahawks got the win. Darnold is proven that he's kind of the real deal here.
Came a long way from the Ghosts. Came a long way.
Long way from the Ghosts.
That defense is a game changer for Seattle. Darnold playing his ass off. The running game, Walker and Charbonnet complement each other. I think JSN, it's the perfect storm in Seattle. They're going to be a tough beat, especially when you got to deal with the 12th man.
Yep.
Well said.
Next was Cardinals Bengals. Just a little track meet, just a track meet. And the Bengals got an easy win against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are probably one of the worst teams in the league right now. Just going nowhere, directionless, no quarterback. Should fire the head coach, but apparently they're going to keep him because they're really smart. Not looking good in the Red Sea over there in Arizona. But
you know who else should be fired? Zach Taylor.
Yeah. Agreed. Which he might. There might be a lot of openings.
Mental health check of the week. Joe Burrow. I don't know what happened to him. I think somebody stole all the mojo in his Batmobile. I will say I watch all the. You gotta be keeping up on your enemies as much as your friends, and I will say that if my friends spoke about anything the way that Joe Burrow speaks about football, if I got done with rugby and I was like, yeah, I actually think that today might be my final day ever living, I would expect somebody to call the police. And I have to make sure that we put into the ether that Joe Burrow, while being the quarterback of an enemy football team, should seek professional help.
Do you watch this show? Do you watch this show on a regular basis? Do you watch this show on a regular basis?
Relatively.
You're hurting my heart.
So we talk about emotional support teams.
Yeah,
enter Ray.
And you're a Bengals guy. Your emotional support team is the Bengals.
I'm a Joe Burrow guy. I will be. My emotional support team will be wherever Joe Burrow goes. And it's just God. The man is just screaming for help here.
It makes sometimes, and obviously, like, I have less of an empathetic brain about it. So sometimes I wonder if like somebody's like at his house being like, if you don't like win the Super Bowl, like we're gonna shoot your dog or something. You know what I mean? Like,
have I Googled how do I gain 1.5 feet and also 200 pounds so I could go be the starting like left tackle? Yes, I have. I would lay my body on the line for that man.
Just to go from the two cigar pictures to like seeming like you're going on YouTube looking up like how to be an alpha is just such a wide range of
clip it.
I love that analogy because that's pretty much the transformation of Joe Burrow lately.
When he's in the nursing home in 10 years because his body is broken into a shell. Yes. He's not going to hang any Bengals pictures on the wall. It's going to be that. It's going to be the LSU cigar picture. That's it.
Yeah. With the Burrow on the back of the jersey.
That is going to be an X-ray of his spine that looks like a zigzag.
It's going to look like a Joker symbol.
Do you know that he's taken, I forget the exact stat down to the numbers, but he's taken like, I think it was like 25 or 28 more hits than
Andrew Luck
in like 17 like a full season.
Yeah, we talked about this on the last episode.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, we did a full review and it makes me hurt that we have to do this every
Jackson
time.
Dart is on his way there.
Stop it.
Josh Allen notoriously had to be told by Dable, like, I respect that you want to die on the field, but like, if you want to be great, you have to live.
Someone should tell that to Dart.
Yeah. Yep.
Speaking of Dart, next was Giants Raiders in the Tankathon Bowl.
Yeah, baby. Woo!
And
with the first overall pick the Las Vegas Raiders select Fernando Mendoza, Indiana quarterback. Boo-boo!
I
Yeah,
mean, we
who
all
who
have to
actually
be.
looks like the real deal right now because he's beating Bama at the half, 10-0.
That's my quarterback, baby.
Man, it'll be so horrible when the Raiders beat the Chiefs and the
Raiders are
Giants lose.
We're sitting everybody. We are going to forfeit the game. Kenny Small Hands Pickett, baby.
I would
Woo!
I would
Tiny
have bet
hands with the glove. 8.5 inches. Same as this bad boy right here. 8.5 inches. Let's throw it, baby.
Pete, but you can't deny it is almost a statistical fact that the Raiders do end up beating the Chiefs usually once a year.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the guy that does that is apparently going to get some play. Aiden O'Connell is going to split some time with old Pickett this weekend
That's a
in
There's
the
our
final
guy.
that's a
game.
There's
problem
our
right
guy.
there.
He's
God,
playing for
I
a fucking
swear,
job.
I will fly out to Las Vegas or to Missouri, wherever this game is taking place, and I will wait in the parking lot with a baseball bat, and I will get every one of them on the way in.
let me tap your knees real quick. Let me just a little bing bang.
I mean, but listen, we have to be. Oh, there
Oh,
goes
Ray's going to save some lives. Shout out to
Ray's
Ray. That's
saving
our
lives.
hero.
All right,
That's our
that's.
hero right there.
I mean, but we have to. The Giants were never losing this game. I mean,
No, I told you that. There
the
was no
Giants were
I,
winning this game
I
no
no
would
matter what.
like
physical
go ahead.
force on the planet. The Raiders were going to win this game.
Yeah, Jackson Dart looked like Jackson Dart.
Geno Smith
Looked like
looked,
Geno Smith.
I
looked
saw
like
this.
Geno
I saw
Smith.
this on online. I don't want you to think that I'm smart enough to remember something like this. But last year, the kick return that you guys had in the game today was the first kick return that you've had since last year when you blew the number one pick
I
as well.
love it.
And it was
Listen, when
unbelievable.
the first
Listen,
picks
we
on
don't
the
need a
line,
quarterback. We don't need a quarterback.
the first picks on the line, the New York Giants are like Tom Brady in his prime, just mowing down people.
Well, it's just bad luck because of course the teams that they play that late in the season are also dog shit.
Yeah.
So, Dart wasn't not going to play, like Burns wasn't
Dog
not going to
shit.
play. So, of course the Giants were, going to just steamroll the Raiders. And
Just tank, baby.
it was nice to see Dart be Dart again. Had 2 rushing touchdowns, 200 yards, 50 rushing yards, has 9 rushing touchdowns on the year,
Told
which
you,
is
dog walked us.
yeah.
Which is
Which
a
is
crazy stat line when you factor in that his running back one and his wide receiver one aren't even like kissing a football field right
and
now.
he doesn't have he has an interim head coach, he has an interim OC, he has an interim DC, and he has 9 rushing touchdowns on the year, which is better than most running backs,
Well,
which is
all right. Our offensive line was fucking putrid.
putrid. Just putrid. Well, we
Ashton
knew that was
Genty
happening.
fighting for his life just to get back to the line of scrimmage. If Ashton Genty had a serviceable offensive line, dude would be an all pro this year.
Probably. And it was nice to see Dart run out of bounds a little bit, ran out of bounds a little bit,
There was a point
protecting himself a little bit.
There was a point in the season where Genty was leading the all rookies in touchdowns, and it makes you believe for sure. I think you guys definitely. I think even going the route of like having a receiving tight end instead of a blocking tight end can make it. I mean, I'm seeing that every single week. Dart has a level of I'm gonna say fuckery because I can't think of what the word would be, but it's just that like he's just a fucker. You know what I'm saying? And it is something that I think seeps through the entire team to where you're not gonna ever lose those types of games as long as he's at the helm.
Yeah, I think he's learning. I think he's growing into the role. I think he knows this is his team. I think he knows that this is his franchise.
Listen, I love the post game when they interviewed him and they questioned him about the chatter that are you concerned about the Giants drafting a quarterback?
Which was never going to happen.
And his answer was chef's kiss of what you want to hear from your franchise quarterback, and that was, listen, I'm not concerned about that. I don't hear that.
I'm going to be
here
here
for
a long time.
I'm gonna be here for a long time, and we're gonna build this thing. And
Love it.
sign me up.
Inject it into my veins. This kid's going to be completely fine. He was a reckless rookie this year. He has a physical style of play. But you know what? He's modeling his game after Josh Allen. He's Josh Allen Jr. You know, he's just not 6'5" and 250 pounds. He's, 6'2", 210. You know, so
Might want to play a little more like that.
we want to play a little bit more like that. But obviously, the Giants were fed this media insanity of, oh, he's gonna die, and meanwhile he's only had one concussion this entire time, and all his hits were because he's scrambling, he's looking, he's trying to extend the plays, he's refusing to slide. Well, guess what? This week against the Raiders, ran out of bounds a little bit, slid down a little bit, got down a little bit, took only one big hit trying to get that rushing touchdown, which every other quarterback would do.
He also didn't deal with Max Crosby, so
no.
Every quarterback that plays that style has that problem, at least for a little while. You have to learn. It's part of getting the reps in. Lamar had this problem. Josh Allen had this problem where it's just like, I'm going to squeeze the extra yard out, and then you can't feel your chin to your forehead, and you're like, okay.
I'm telling you, this kid's going to learn. I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about his longevity. I'm not worried about the hits. I'm not worried. It's his rookie year, and he has shit around him. As soon as he gets an elite head coach, if he ever gets one, if he has a better head coach, he's going to get Neighbors back. He's going to get Scadaboo back. He's going to get all these pieces back. And then we'll see what a new coach does. And you know what? Jameis Winston's still on the roster. He's going to help continue to teach him. He's not worried. I'm not worried about the Giants' future at quarterback. I'm not worried about the Giants' future and if they're going to score points or not. I'm worried about this piece of garbage GM not necessarily hiring the wrong coach, because I think there's so many good candidates out there that he'll probably end up hiring a good coach. This is finally a good cycle. They could hire Tomlin if he decides to leave. They could hire Harbaugh if he decides to leave the Ravens. Stefanski's going to get cans. They could hire Stefanski. Like, there's a lot of really good candidates. I think
Stefanski would be available. Great pieces. I can tell you concretely.
Stefanski's a 2-time Coach of the Year winner, and his quarterbacks were shithole.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm not worried about the Giants are hiring a good to maybe elite head coach this cycle. I'm worried about this GM making the wrong draft picks, signing the wrong players in free agency because no one likes him. That's what I'm afraid of as a Giants fan. And the fact that this guy's coming back is insane. But, the Giants got the win. Everyone knew the Giants were going to win this game. And anyone who really thought the Giants were going to lose, they don't even know the shape of a football. They just don't. So moving on, next was the Eagles versus the Bills. The Eagles won 13-12. This game was just putrid. The weather was horrible. Both defenses were playing really, really well. The Eagles had 17 total yards of offense in the entire second half, and for whatever reason, the Bills decided to go for 2 in the win instead of dragging them into overtime and shitting on them in overtime, because Sean McDermott continues to show that he's a horrible coach, and he's been carried by the best quarterback in the world. But the Eagles won the game. They have an elite defense. Jalen Hurts becomes the first quarterback since 1984 to have 0 passing yards in the second half of the season and win the game. I'm sure that's the offensive coordinator's fault too, by the way. So it was
the plan all along.
It was the plan all along, guys. It's just, I'm sure the offensive coordinator is not good. Okay. I'm sure he's not good because Saquon doesn't look right either. I don't know if he's playing hurt. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm tired of this whole Jalen Hurts' elite talk. I think is out the window. Our resident Eagles fan himself said that he's not an elite quarterback a couple weeks ago. And I'm so sick and tired of this narrative of wins as a quarterback stat because, Jalen Hurts always beats Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts beats Mahomes. Jalen Hurts beats all these quarterbacks. Yeah, Jalen Hurts himself really beat all these quarterbacks all the time. Not the elite defense that he has, not the Maserati he has that he runs, that he hands the ball off to, not the muscle car Toyota it's ridiculous.
Line.
Yeah, I'm just tired of it. This Jalen Hurts glazing, like there is no Jalen Hurts disrespect. Jalen Hurts is perfectly respected to what he is, okay? He can win you the Super Bowl. And that's all that really matters is he good enough to win you Super Bowl? Clearly, he's good enough to win you a Super Bowl, but he is not this elite level player when you have 0 passing yards in the entire second half twice. Okay. That is not a coaching problem. Okay. He had the same amount of passing yards in the second half as all of us here today. Like, I'm tired of it. So the Eagles are good enough to win the Super Bowl. They are. It's just plain and simple. Like, I'm sure Eagles fans are happy about it, and they could glaze him all he wants because he's won the Super Bowl. So whatever. But everyone outside of Philadelphia knows this guy's not any good. So that's my rant on the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. But the Bills, horrible coaching decision. Josh Allen also made horrible decisions, like sacking himself out of field goal range to get an extra 3 points. Just not smart. Josh Allen has to be better too. He's not having a great year himself, whether it be his normal Josh Allen type years. A lot of turnovers. Just not what he was last year. Obviously, still elite, still top of the top. But I don't know if the Bills really do anything in this postseason if he makes decisions like that and if Sean McDermott coaches like that. So I don't know if you guys have anything else to say about that game, but
Alternatively, if James Cook continues to run all over everybody, I mean, they could just take the ball out of his hands. And if your safety valve is your quarterback, that is Josh Allen, like they could go in and play somebody and just rush for 250 yards and win the game. Could they do that 4 times? I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen 100% has to play smarter football. But he's a playmaker, and he's gonna play hero ball because that's what he has to do. James Cook has been good, but he's also disappeared as well. So, like we said, if there was ever a year where Josh Allen was gonna go to the Super Bowl,
This is it.
this is his opportunity, because you're looking at a road where there's no Mahomes. There's no Burrows. You might not see Lamar.
Packers are
Uh,
banged up.
there's a clear path where the Bills can just bully their way into the Super Bowl. He just has to play smart.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed. Next was the game of the week, Bears 49ers, an offensive minded masterclass on both sides of the ball. Shanahan and Ben Johnson dueling, and Shanahan's team just squeaked it out. Brock Purdy's playing great football, 5 touchdowns, really using his legs, throwing the ball well. George Kittle, he's a little banged up, but they're still finding ways to win. They have a chance to really increase their seeding too. But the Bears have arrived. Caleb, just wasn't. Caleb wasn't better than. Caleb wasn't better than Brock this game. Caleb, he just didn't do as much because both defenses weren't doing anything. Both defenses weren't doing anything at all, and it was which mastermind can do the most, which quarterback can do the most, which wide receiver can do the most, which running back can do the most. It was weapons against weapons, and it was high scoring, a lot of fun. And the 49ers eked it out. It was this close. Fun game.
Real fun. Just shout out to the coaching. Christian McCaffrey, man, what a weapon. When he's healthy, he is one of one. It's gonna have, it's like four catches away from 100 receptions on the year. Like, just stupid numbers for a running back. I dare I say, is he over 1,000 receiving?
No, he's not.
I mean,
I had no idea StatMuse has an app, so I got the StatMuse app. So
ooh, that's
I'm,
fun.
I'm now a click away from any stat that I need, no matter what I search. So let's see. How many receiving yards does CMC have?
890.
890. Look at that. And they show the graphic and everything. That's cool. I like
So
their app.
there's a world where he could be over 1,000 receiving yards and 1,000 rushing yards for the second time in his career.
Yeah, if he gets 110 receiving yards,
Coming off one of the most violently painful injuries that you can get.
Yeah.
Both of his feet.
Yeah. No, he's a freak, man.
I do
Total
think
freak.
I do think as far as the 49ers Bears game goes as a whole, I think Purdy's been in big games if the lights have been brighter for him before. And I think that those types of things allow for better decision making. If you watch the last play of the Bears game, the running back to the left was open. And I do believe that there is a level of that next level of decision making that Caleb needs to make where it's like, you want that big thing, but just take what you can get. And I think that the ball, me personally, the way that I subscribe to football, the ball is better in the running back's hand at the 1 yard line than in Caleb's hand at the 8. And I think a year from now, 2 years from now, he wins that game. And I think what Caleb has been doing within that offense is it's going to be a problem. I'm obviously very sick of getting bear down pussy texts from Nikasi every week. But I will say that like it's been a fun ride with them, and
they are my emotional support team.
Yeah, because I send Nikasi so many Bears TikToks, my TikTok has become my TikTok thinks I'm a Bears fan. I haven't seen a Steelers TikTok in 3 months.
Yeah, I think Ben Johnson going to the Bears is the best thing that's ever going to happen to Caleb Williams and his progression. I think, like you said, once Caleb learns he can get his progressions better and he knows the offense to a T. And he just makes those smarter football decisions. I think that is going to up his game to an even bigger level. I know we've talked about that Ben Johnson right now is just wringing the most that he can out of Caleb Williams. But I think with time, Caleb is going to make that next step. And I mean, that's also a game where DJ Moore disappeared. No Roma Dunes. Luther Burden playing his ass off. Colston Loveland has come on towards the end of this year. And future's bright.
With those types of offenses, that's how it always is, where it's one guy. Monungai has had a couple weeks throughout the year that have been like, who are you? Where like anybody could have had him. And he's just the next man up, whoever can step up. And when you have such an elite offensive play caller, that's really just what it becomes, is who can get open.
Yep. I agree.
Love to have those problems. Those are champagne football problems.
Yeah, for real. Next, the final game was Rams-Falcons in Atlanta. I mean, the Rams just melted down.
Boy.
Total meltdown. I mean, Matthew Stafford just threw a bunch of picks, tied Brett Favre for the most pick sixes in NFL history. Kirk Cousins was steady. Bijan Robinson continues to show that he's probably the best all-around purpose back in the league. Had 2 touchdowns. Falcons squeaked out a win and probably saving Raheem Morris's job a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it looks like Stafford cost himself the MVP, which I think is ridiculous because his numbers are still, yeah, I mean, his numbers are still so much better than Drake May's, but all these voters now, they just care about winning. And that's how the offensive rookie of the year on defense and offense is being like treated. That's how the MVP is being treated. Like, these are individual awards, and I'm tired
I
of it.
think a combination of that, but also that was
it was rough.
Stinker of a game.
That was very, very rough.
You can't have a game like that.
If he throws a pick, the conversation doesn't change, but it's how significantly he failed, and it beat
He
Falcon.
looked outmatched, and for a Hall of Fame quarterback, it against the Falcons. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I don't care that Devontae is not there. You have Puka Nakua, who is top
A dog.
He's a
a
one, one.
the
Really.
dog. Um, yeah, it was a bad look for the Rams, and I mean they've been in our conversation for Super Bowl contender. Zach, I'm pretty sure the last time we spoke on this, you had them. They're your NFC.
When push comes to shove, when the lights are brightest, I still think they're going to pull it out.
I didn't look like it this last game.
There
So
They
is
were.
a psychological factor too of like, oh my god, I just embarrassed myself and cost myself the MVP, and now what I'm about to do to these people is should be a crime. I'm not if anybody is capable of it, it's Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, if he throws 5 touchdown passes and no picks and wins the division next week, then we're not having this conversation. You know,
I I told you 49ers are going to the Super Bowl in the NFC.
probably. Whatever. Fuck that team. I'm a Giants fan. I'm not supposed to like that team. So we're gonna get our Week 18 picks in here, and then we're gonna deuces it out here. So first game on the slate: Panthers versus Bucks. I got the Panthers winning this. I think the Bucks, like Sean said earlier, I don't think Baker's head is in the game. I think the Panthers are just gonna squeak it out in a game that no one really wants to win. It seems. So I'm gonna take the Panthers.
I will also take the Panthers. I think it just means a little bit more to them. I think that the Bucks, as there is that part in the back of their mind that are like, I'm just ready for this to be over. Whereas the Panthers are young and full of piss and vinegar, and just want to see what they're capable of. So I will also be taking the Panthers.
We'll do a family pick on this one. We'll take the old Carolina Panthers.
Family pick, family pick, family pick. Next, Seahawks versus the Niners in a possible division clinching game. I'm going to take the 49ers here at home. Kyle Shannon, I think, will know how to coach against his former quarterback that he played with or had play for him. I think it'll be a good game, but the 49ers just figure out ways to win. And I'm going to take the 49ers at home against the Seahawks.
I actually will be going the other way. I think it's going to be the Seahawks. I think that the weapons are just too insurmountable. The defense is too much. And the ceiling that we've seen from the Seahawks is higher than the ceiling we've seen from the 49ers.
Christian McCaffrey, 111 receiving yards, goes over the 1,000 mark on the year. 49ers take it in a close one. Very, very close matchup. Probably we'll go 14-13 ball game.
Okay. Next, Colts Texans. Riley Leonard is starting for the Colts as Philip Rivers has gone home. I'm going to take the Texans easily. They've clinched the playoffs. They're trying to clinch the division as well from the Jaguars, so they do need to play this game. I'm going to take the Texans easily here.
I'm calling it now on the family pick, unless I am misspeaking. I believe the Texans are going to throttle the Colts. That defense is just so much better than anything that offense is capable of.
Family pick.
Yeah, I knew it.
Family pick. Love to see it. Next, Browns versus Bengals in Cincinnati. I'm going to take the Bengals. Meaningless game for both teams. Possibly the last game that Zach Taylor coaches for the Bengals. Possibly the last game that Kevin Stefanski coaches for the Browns. I'll just take the Bengals on just pure face value. So
I also will be taking the Bengals. I think I think that Garrett gets his sack record with the asterisk being that it's the extra game. I think Joe Burrow is at a pop punk show with black eyeliner by 4 p.m. on Monday.
Miles Garrett has 5 sacks and just destroys Joe Burrow's will to play football. Joe Burrow retires at halftime.
Okay. Saints versus Falcons. I'm going to take the Falcons at home. No Chris Olave for the Saints. Had a blood clot in his lung. Glad the doctors caught it. Life is, more important than a football game. But a little concerning to see so many pro athletes in basketball and football now all of a sudden have blood clots. It's very, very kind of concerning, and I'm sure it should be a bigger deal in my opinion than it is. But hopefully Olave is okay. With that being said, Shuck is going to finally feel what it's like to be Jackson Dart and have no one to throw the ball to. So I'm going to take the Falcons against the Saints.
I will follow up with the same thing. I agree. The Falcons take the dub. The mother shucker is just not powerful enough yet. When you have no pieces.
Ye have no faith. The mother shucker got the championship, and now we're gonna win on week 18.
Next, Packers Vikings. Packers have clinched. Jordan Love has cleared concussion protocol, but he will not play. Clayton Tune will play. The Vikings will get a win, maybe 10-3, because both quarterbacks are just stinky.
I have the same sentiment. I think Kevin O'Connell right now at a baseline is the only consistent thing through that whole system. And at the end of the day, the coaching is always going to win those games.
This game is meaningless, so man, week 18 football stinks.
As you
It does. Next, Titans versus Jaguars. This game does have some meaning because the Jaguars do need to win to help secure the division, but they're playing the Titans, and the Titans are atrocious. I'm going to take the Jaguars easily.
I want to take Cam Ward. I believe in Cam Ward. I think that there is something good underneath that hood for no pun intended or whatever, but they're not there yet. And I think the Jags absolutely just wash the Tennessee Titans.
I think Sean is the first person on this podcast to say that he likes Cam Ward because I think Ward is a bust.
We can on another day.
As someone who has firsthand experience of sitting in a stadium watching Cam Ward throw a football, he is terrible.
Hey man,
terrible.
I think there are things that Cam Ward has just getting out of bed in the morning that a lot of quarterbacks spend their life trying to have.
It doesn't make him good.
Hey, you're right, but he's throwing. There's if you look at the drop numbers on that team, it's insane. It's insane, and there's a lot of coverage on all the internet spaces of if you see there's a lot of stuff where the stats are not awesome, but the throws are right there, and if he's throwing to somebody that isn't going to be working at McDonald's next year. I think it will make a difference. I think it's going to take some time for sure.
Do you think if the Titans drafted Dart, do you think they'd win more games?
No. I think if I can be honest with you, I think that I'll give a hot take while I'm here. I think that if Cam Ward and Jackson Dart switch places, that Cam Ward would be the king of New York.
I don't think so at all. But that is a hot take.
I think the swag, I think the mental is all there. I think he has a good arm. I think he is accurate for the most part. I think that the team is it's everything. Devin Booker took 2 or 3 years. I know it's a different sport entirely. Devin Booker took 2 or 3 years, but when the finals came and it was his time to shine, and he was on a team that was worth something to somebody, he stepped up. So
it's just never.
I think Dart is so much better than Cam Ward.
In the history of this podcast, had anyone have any promising things to say about a Titans player?
I think if he's drafted 13 and not 1, we are having completely different conversations about him.
I mean, obviously, there's always a sort of expectation and pressure when you are drafted number 1.
Because I don't think he makes the players around him better. Like Dart makes the players around him better.
Well, I think that comes down to he's surviving. He's not in a place where he can thrive right now.
Cam Ward.
And by the way, the Giants would have like 4 or 5 more wins because of Jackson Dart if the defensive coordinator wasn't Hitler for the Giants. So,
Cam
there's
Ward
also
said,
that. Like Jackson
"I'ma
Dart
keep
also
it 100. We cheeks."
I think, and honestly, I think that there's an endearingness to that he really we're bad and we're not gonna be good right now.
I'll
And
give you the benefit of the doubt. They need to draft a number 1 wide receiver and not let
need a wide receiver.
Not let Tennessee be the revolving door of corpses for wide receivers.
I created a Tony Pollard theory because of Tony Pollard going to the Titans. My theory was when he's on the Cowboys, everybody and their mother was like, Tony fucking Pollard, holy shit. And then he went somewhere else and he was horrendous. He was a nightmare. I had that same fear. It was right around the same time with that same fear with Warren. And you can look, there are guys that when they're in number 2, they're phenomenal because they're going in fresh for all these snaps. And I say that as a testament to how bad Tennessee is. They can't protect. They can't catch the ball. They can't guard they can't cover a car with a tarp. Like it's just, I think he's the only thing that makes and I know the Chiefs are bad, but like they beat the Chiefs like pretty substantially. I think that it's there. I just think it's not.
They beat a Chiefs team that is a shell. But
like they dropped 21. It was like 30 something or 40 something. 40 something points is a lot of points.
I mean, Dart dropped 33 in Denver. I mean, that's one of the best defenses in the league, and he's throwing to Theo Johnson and Darius Slayton, and
I will fight this fight till the guy retires, unless and maybe Cam Ward is my next.
Might not be too long for Cam Ward.
No, I'm telling you, he's
a storyline now to look forward into next year.
If they go out and they get, let's say, I wouldn't even say maybe like a top 20 guy. You get a decent offensive line. I'm not saying that they're winning games, but they're for sure doing cool as shit. And I think that's half the battle sometimes. Kirk Cousins is the exception for going his entire career without being cool at all. Like there's one. He's the only one. Every other guy's been at least some semblance of cool.
Okay.
Kirk Cousins is so cool. Don't he?
You like that?
Oh my God. Kirk Cousins with the chains on, no shirt in the PJ.
Brother, be so for real with me right now.
Next. Cowboys Giants at MetLife. Dak Prescott is going to play this game, so I'm sure the Giants will lose. The Giants just can't beat Dak Prescott when he's starting for the Cowboys. How long he plays in this game, I'm honestly not too sure. Obviously, we know the Giants are going to try to play as hard as they can. I am going to take the Cowboys, but it would not shock me if the Giants fuck their own draft position even more by beating Dallas because Dart wants to get 5 rushing touchdowns.
That was my question. Where on the scale of the Giants draft right now, if they win, they're going to drop significantly?
I don't think they could go below 4.
They're going for Giants are going to upset of the week right here.
I almost picked them as my upset because I don't have an upset of the week this week. I almost did pick them just because that's what our luck is as Giants fans, is they're just going to ruin this. I could see him throwing 2 touchdown passes, rushing for another 2 because the Cowboys defense is just asleep and ready to, just pack it in. But I'm still going to stick with the Cowboys.
I will be saying that the Giants are my upset of the week. I think that this is not
great, lovely.
This is not only what you get, but what you deserve. And I think also too the Cowboys. If a lot of those guys, it's been about the investment. Pickens wants to be good because he wants to get paid.
Yeah,
obviously.
they might start sitting guys.
Yeah, and I think that just after somebody takes a rough hit or somebody gets hurt, they're pulling the rug from underneath all that.
Yeah, you're probably right. Next is Cardinals Rams. This isn't even going to be a game. The Rams need to win. The Cardinals are on a 9-game losing streak. I'm going to take the Rams easily.
The Rams. Not. I honestly have nothing to say.
Yeah, this no.
This is Matt Stafford's get right.
Yeah.
Next is Chiefs Raiders in Las Vegas. If the Raiders lose, they secure the number 1 pick. If they win, the Chiefs are starting their 3rd stringer. Do the Chiefs win? Do the Raiders win with Kenny Pickett?
This is the most important game potentially in the Raiders franchise in the last
20 years.
20. Whenever we drafted Jamarcus Russell, and that set us back 10 years. That's like 06, I think. 04.
Yeah, so almost
06.
20 years.
Yeah, so this is pretty important for us. I will never not pick the Raiders to win. However, do I want them to win? Not at all. Just tank, baby. AOC, they haven't played you all year. Just keep the mustache on the sideline, hold the clipboard, let tiny baby hands do his thing, and just get destroyed by Chris Jones.
There are 2 things that I know about football. One is that usually the team with the best player on the field at any given moment wins the game. And 2, Kenny Pickett sucks. And I will tell you concretely that the best player on the field at any given moment is Brock Bowers, and the Raiders will be winning the game.
Well, Bowers is
out for the year. They've deactivated him. They need to shut Ashton Genty down as well.
Hand to God, total mistake.
It's okay.
Max Crosby.
I made it almost 2 hours without an unprepared statement.
Max Crosby is picking out flights to Cancun.
I do think that this would be classic fashion that you guys
absolute 100.
But that being said, I am gonna have to take the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'll take the Chiefs too.
Pray on everything that's holy that the fucking Raiders get blanked by the Chiefs.
Well, listen, if the Raiders win, then you just have to hope the Giants win. So you'll still get the first pick. If the Giants win, you'll get the first pick no matter what.
Who plays first? You guys play at the same time?
Raiders probably play at 4:00.
No, Giants play first. So if the Giants win, it does not matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, baby. Oh my God. I've never been a bigger Giants fan than I am going to go to NFL Shop.
They're home. Why don't you buy a ticket?
Rush order a fucking dart jersey. I'm going to go to the game, hand out some Dog Talk sports cards, and you know what? Be the biggest Giant supporter that a guy can be.
Love to see it. Next is Commanders Eagles. Eagles have clinched the division and they cannot improve their seeding, so they are sitting all their starters, but even their backups are better than the
Eagles still win.
Backups.
Tanner McKee, 400 yards.
Yeah, well, we're going to see what a real quarterback looks like in the Eagles offense, and Tanner McKee
Stanford's
well.
finest, Tanner McKee, baby.
Mm-hmm. Watch that quarterback throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Something that Jalen Hurts doesn't do.
How many quarters before Jason turns on Jalen Hurts?
0. Because Hurts won him a Super Bowl, so it's not happening. Anyway. Dolphins, Patriots. Again, this is probably just going to be backups playing backups, but I'll take the Patriots at home.
Patriots, Vrabel, all day long.
Vrabel.
Take the better coach team. Is this in New England or is this in Miami?
It is in New England.
It could be in Bermuda.
Not a chance.
You know what? It could be on the moon and it wouldn't matter.
McDaniels is going to be in the biggest parka known to man, and he's not even going to care about this game.
He's going to have the Doobie pre-rolled post game.
Lions, Bears. The Lions will, I think, still play tough because that's just who Dan Campbell is. The Bears do need to win. I mean, they clinched the division, but they can improve their seeding. So I don't know how hard they will play. But I'm going to take the Bears at home because they're my emotional support team, and I'm going to pick them.
I will also be taking the Bears at home. I think it's one of those things where they're going to play 2 quarters, see how it all goes, and if it is what it is, then they'll just take the loss. But if they can win it, they're going to want to win it.
Game of the week right here, and I'm going to go with my emotional support team, the Detroit Lions, with a prove it game. Not much else has gone well, but you know what? They have a real bad loss on the last game. They're going to want to go out on a high note. Go Detroit. Because Dan Campbell got those boys gassed up one
Did
last
he have
time.
them gassed up, or did Ben Johnson have them gassed up?
Oh, stop that. The guy drinks 18 pots of coffee every day.
Yeah, well,
that
when
man,
he wakes up, when he doesn't wake up tomorrow because of that, then next Chargers Broncos. Both teams fighting for something, looking for better seeding. The Broncos have a chance to get the number 1 seed. I'm going to take Denver at home though. Too many injuries for the Chargers.
Yeah, the Chargers tried to sign a bunch of offensive linemen to fix their offensive line, and then everybody died. And
Hate to see it.
it's such a shame. Like, so much of their cap is being occupied by that. I absolutely will take the Broncos. Zach, I do believe we've agreed mostly thus far.
We have.
I mean, Broncos, Chargers, two teams that I loathe, no one wins, they tie.
You just hope no one has fun. Yeah.
No one has fun. I hope Herbert hurts his other hand. I hope Bo Nix, he gets a hemorrhoid and can't play in the playoffs.
You just brewing out karma for AOC to throw for 400 yards, just so you know.
400 yards and a Raiders loss. Let's go, baby.
Next is Jets Bills. This is my blowout of the week. This is a get right game for the Bills. I mean, it's just not even. It's going to be 40-0. It's just not even going to be a game.
Yeah, his Josh Allen's wife is going to be telling him how awesome he is and how he can feel good during this game, and he's going to go in there and just absolutely.
And she's whispering, "Don't worry about sinners. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't." It's just a movie, babe. But I do think Josh Allen's going to go in there and be like, I got to get my mojo right before the playoffs and throw for 300 yards and, maybe a rushing tutty or two, throw a shoulder.
Yes.
Wow. Sinners is a phenomenal movie.
What a great movie.
Shout out to that movie. Shout out to that movie.
All the stuff about it, but I've been trying to get Nikki to watch it for since it came out, basically.
It's
watch it
really
right
good.
after this podcast.
I'm probably going to hit the gym and get right after it.
There you go.
Yeah, Buffalo Bills right now, they're paying fans $20 an hour with beer and hot dogs to shovel the stadium out.
Tables.
Yeah, it's the writing's on the wall for the New York Jets. Sorry, Dan. I'll tip the hat one last time. Yeehaw. Your season, hopefully next year's a better year than this year.
Hate to see it.
Or it won't.
Next, finally,
Probably.
the game of the week, in my opinion, Ravens Steelers in the Steel City for all the marbles of the AFC North. Lamar will be playing. No DK Metcalf for the Steelers. Really, really difficult game for me to pick. If I had to pick, I do think Derrick Henry is going to impose his will one last time, and I do think the Ravens will win. And I think that will kind of catapult them into the playoffs just for them to get dog walked by somebody. I mean, whoever wins this game is getting dog walked by somebody. So they're not going to win. But without DK, I think they're going to rely too much on the running backs. They're going to try too hard. The Ravens defense isn't any good either, but Lamar Jackson has a little bit of success against the Steelers. Derrick Henry, I think, he's angry. And I think he's going to get 35 touches again. And I see the Ravens winning this game.
We have perpetually not been able to stop the run. James Cook. I mean, the list goes on. This has gone on for years and years and years. I remember the good old days when Jerick McKinnon on the 49ers ran for 128 yards on us in a crucial playoff game against the Chiefs. Or 49ers. Sorry about that. One of the two. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I will say that obviously I want the Steelers to win. I believe in my heart that the Steelers will win because these are exactly the types of games that we like to wake up for. It is that last two, like it's when people are about to die and they get a bunch of energy right before they die. It's exactly that. Where we're gonna go in, we're gonna look so good. It's gonna make me believe. And then we're gonna week one or round one of the playoffs, we're gonna go in there wherever we go and get eviscerated. No matter who wins, everybody loses. So I'm and that if that's the case, then I will be going with the Steelers and I will be hoping for the best.
I mean, Derrick Henry, I thank you for this championship. In my heart, I feel like Derrick Henry is just gonna ride this wave that he's on. I mean, 6 touchdowns in the last 2 games, over, I think he's nearing 400 yards rushing. He's a monster,
Yeah.
but we got a guest on right now, and he's got the hat on, so I'm gonna go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Um, just because my man down there in South Kakalaki is a fucking blast. And you know what? I wish you a playoff berth. I wish you a fucking wild card win.
Me too, man.
You know what? I can't have it. This kid can't have it. That empty seat can't have it. Why not somebody on the podcast can have it?
Damn, for sure ain't gonna have it.
I compromise my values for no team.
You're a piece of shit.
Love to see it. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching, listening. This was a blast. This was an awesome New Year's
Awesome.
pod to
Happy
do.
New Year.
Happy
Listen,
New Year.
Thank you for having
Sean, I was just about to say thank you very much for being a part of this episode. Been trying to get you. It was in the works. We've always talked about you popping on, just never really could make it happen. But I was like, fuck this. I'm getting Sean on this.
Goddamn right.
It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate you hopping on and taking the time. I hope the Steelers win, but I don't think they will.
Hey,
don't believe a word he said. He just told you point blank. He compromises for nobody.
I didn't say that they were going to win. I said that I hope that they win for Sean's sake, but I don't think they're going to.
He's being kind because it's the pod. We're gonna get on PlayStation later, and he's gonna be like,
Yeah, we're gonna get on PlayStation at some point, Monday, and I'm gonna tell him that I told you so, and I'll take Mike Tomlin off your hands, and all that good stuff.
We'll have no problem in Las Vegas taking Mike Tomlin, by the way.
You guys, have him, live it, love it, the locomotive,
Right.
Listen, one last time, shout out. 15 years in the making, fantasy football royalty right here. That's all I'm leaving with. That and a first overall pick.
What a year.
Love to see it.
Love to see it. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Make sure like, comment,
subscribe, comment.
Tell your friends.
Be a friend. Tell a friend's friend. Shout it out to the masses. Dog Talk Sports. Happy New Year.
Dog.
Dog.
Peace out, boys.